Hello, y'all. Welcome to the 11 o'clock stream. I'm your host, Oswald but Enswald. And let's get ready for some... writing. Hello. Okay. So we're gonna start today with a little bit of studying. Don't worry, it'll be fun. Because we're gonna study some music that is very awesome. And I'm gonna get copyright struck again for playing copyrighted recordings, but whatever. Did you know the Earth's spinning around the sun? No, I wasn't aware of that. Did they like patch that in the latest update of Earth, or like... I see. Okay. Shut up, Bach. It's time for some more music. But the kind that is very wide and open. You have to get a patch update since 2025. Someone I know IRL still don't know that. What, that the Earth goes around the sun? Do they think the sun go around the Earth? Did they ever pay attention in 3rd grade? Maybe kept a few notebooks? Ever learn how to use a pencil? Write in cursive? Actually, no, y'all ain't taught to write in cursive no more. What if Earth around Moon, Sun? Or Earth going around both of them? Like in a figure 8 pattern? That'd be pretty cool. You know how sad I am that we don't live on a planet that has like big rings? You guys seen those like pictures, like those visualizations of like what it would look like to be on a planet like Earth with like big rings? It would look so awesome. I'm so sad. Any fantasy world I ever create is going to have rings. Each and every one of them. They're gonna have lots of rings, lots of cool moons. We only have one stupid moon. It's just big and gray up there. We gotta get it better. It's like I'm looking at a dime up in the sky. It's lame. I'd rather look at something nice and pretty. Like, why don't we have like a purple moon? Doesn't that sound awesome? Like a purple moon, or maybe like a red moon. Instead, we have this stupid gray one. It's like I'm looking at a piece of gravel in the sky. People figure out Earth has 2 moons. Does it actually have 2 moons? What's the other moon? Who's mooning it? Earth moons. Earth has 3 moons officially confirmed. Claimed moons of Earth, not to be confused with Earth Trojan. Claims of the existence of other moons of Earth, that is, one or more natural satellites with relatively stable... This is very important. Relatively stable. Have existed for some time. It says here, temporary satellites. Modern status. Whoa, what is that? It's the universal Eldritch Slinky. That's not good. Space.com. Jupiter has 62 moons. Yeah, why don't we just... Jupiter has too many. Why don't we just take a few from Jupiter? Let's even the playing field a little bit. We need some more moons. List. Eccentricity. In astrodynamics. Jupiter needs to chill, hand some over. Jupiter's so big, taking up all of the moons for itself. Why don't we get any more moons, huh? I want a new moon. More moons. Unbelievable. Why do we get just the stupid moon that has nothing? Jupiter has 52 moons? Dang, where did the other 10 go that you mentioned 2 seconds ago? Okay, I'm gonna pull up the score for the thing we're gonna be looking at. Blah, blah, blah. At least our moon is bigger than Mercury. That's true, but the thing is, the moon is just boring. Like, we only see one side of it. It's totally locked. We only get to ever see one side. It's just gray, and it's not that big. I mean, it's kind of bright, I guess, but like, it'd be so much cooler if we had a moon that was interesting. Like maybe it had cool, like big mountains on it, or maybe like some moon people even. I just want it to be a different color at least. It's just a big mirror. I can't even see my face in that moon. I'm seeing the souls of the damned instead. Being tidally locked, it's cool. Plus, it's made out of our planet's guts. I mean, I don't know if I would call that cool. It's like if you ripped my liver out of my body and had it rotate around me for endlessly. That doesn't sound very cool. That sounds kind of gross. But if it was my lungs, that might be kind of cool. It would make for a great party trick. Okay, what am I doing? I need to look at the table of contents of this. Page 113. Okay. Hello, hello. What if we just created our own moon? Oh wait, that's called the Death Star. Why don't we just make the Death Star? What if can we launch our moon out of, like, maybe we can weaponize the moon, like if we attached a bunch of rockets to it, maybe we can like speed it up and then like hurl it at something. That'd be pretty cool, I think. Maybe the moon is full of cheese and we just have to dig down and find it. Who coughed? Oh, that was the skeleton in my closet. Out of ideas for music? I'm not gonna lie, I'm also out of ideas. I'm completely out. I just have my old projects that I gotta work on that I also don't want to work on because I think they're boring. So we're gonna just, at the very least, we're gonna listen to some music, make some notes about it. Oh, I need to pull up MuseScore, that's right. And we'll go from there. Maybe a challenge will help jog your brain. Make something for 77 instruments. That's so many instruments. How am I supposed to get anything done? Using polyrhythms? I mean, I guess, but like, that's not, I don't write for no percussion. What was I doing? Right, I was gonna pull up a new MuseScore file. Symphony orchestra. I know you can't see it. I use the Locrian scale. You know, I've been thinking of writing something in every mode. I just haven't done it yet. I thought about taking like existing classical music progressions and putting them in different scales and like stealing them. It would be perfect. No one would ever know except that the people that have ears like hawks. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. What was I doing? Saving this to my projects folder. Okay. A song that goes 120 BPM and lasts a minute and has 120 beats in it. Also try Phrygian maybe. Phrygian is my favorite mode. I like Phrygian. It has a very fun sound. After that, I think I just have to go with minor. Or maybe major. I use major all the time. Mixolydian or Dorian are my favorite modes. Nice. But you know, a healthy dose of major chords and then stealing a few from the minor scale. There's a lot of possibilities in that itself. A song using purely synths. Man, I haven't done that in years. If only. Like I said, I have been saying I do own Fruity Loops now. I just haven't sat down and like used it. Probably because I am not feeling too inspired to, but I'm not really inspired to do a whole lot of music stuff right now. which is why I need to find something new. Find something new. Give me some more wacky ideas. Try playing a trumpet, but the wrong way around, and see what sounds come out, and then maybe you can make something out of that. That, or maybe like take like a guitar pick and play like the piano strings, and then just see what that effect is. And I think both James Hetfield would be proud of you, and also Mozart. Trombone. Low winds, brass, percussion. I probably should just get back to writing chamber music because it's so much easier for me to write chamber music rather than obsessing over the orchestration that I'm writing. It's just that the orchestra just hasn't. It's more satisfying to write for orchestra, in my opinion. But I just get more stuff done when I write just for a small amount of instruments. And then I'm like, but I can do better than that. And then I put it for orchestra, and then I never finish it. I'm seeing a pattern here. As much as I like writing for orchestra, I'm such a perfectionist about it that I just don't get it done. But when it's chamber music, I'm like, melody, yeah, chord, you play that, blah, and then it's done. It's perfect. If only I was that way for orchestra. I have an idea for music, contemporary music. I've been meaning to write some more songs that I can bring to the studio, but that's not like classical music. Listen to a song once and replicate it from memory. I have tried doing that to various degrees of success, and I quantify success by how much can I misremember the melody so that it becomes completely original. But okey pokey. I didn't quite finish the chalky shake I got. It has like some chunks of like almonds in it, and I don't really like it that much. I mean, I like almonds, but like in my drink, it's a little weird. It's because the way they make it, they just like crush up the ice cream that they have, and in ice cream it's fine, but like in a shake, it's a little weird. Oh yeah, I forgot to post in my Discord server that I'm streaming. Yeah, wait, guys, I'm doing that. Strain the almonds out. That, you're a genius. Why didn't I think of that? What if I just install like a sewer grate on my teeth, and then I can filter out all the things I don't like? Okay. I don't like nuts, but I like peanut butter. I mean, there's a difference. Do you guys like beans? I live down in West Texas, so of course I like beans. But I know folks here that don't like beans, and I don't know, are they even Texan if they don't like beans? I love beans. Delicious. Something in 9/8, it'd be quite swagger. That does sound very tasty. 9/8 isn't very sexy though, but 7/8 is. Beans are 50-50. I can kind of get behind that. Some beans are just awful, but good beans are very good beans. I could just bust open a can of beans, microwave them a little bit maybe, throw them in a pot, and eat them. As long as they got flavor, and maybe just a tiny bit of meat in there, is delicious. A peanut is technically a legume. What the heck even is a legume? I keep hearing that word be thrown around. It's like, no, it's actually a legume. What makes a legume meaningfully different than a nut? Why does it have the word nut in it? I don't know. Coconut, donut, peanut. What other nuts are there? Violin nut. Legume, the fruit or seed of leguminous plants. That's not, you're using the word in the definition. That doesn't help me. Any large family of dicotyledonous, herbs, shrubs, and trees having fruits that are legumes. So you're using the word legume in its own definition again. Oh, what is a legume? It's the thing that comes from the legume tree. A pod dehiscent into two pieces or valves and having the seed attached at one suture as of the... Bro, can you just give me a definition that makes sense? Peanuts are best nuts. No, I like hazelnuts. They're delicious. Focus on the P part of the word, not nut. And it nearly midnight for you? Yeah, but I had like a whole chalky shake. So no, I'm super awake. That's a lie. I'm actually kind of sleepy. But that's why we're going to be listening to sleepy music today. But first I need to figure out what a legume is. This is very important. Nut is nut. Why must we confuse it? Nut. You guys, dictionary.com. What's the definition of legume? Oh, it's any plant of the legume family. Oh, what is a legume? It's the pod or seed vessel of such a plant. What's a legume? It's a vegetable of the legume family. I am unbelievably disappointed in the dictionary right now. The one thing that's supposed to know what... Oh wait, hold on. I didn't know this. You can click and there are more... The scientific definition of legume is any large number of eudicot plants belonging to the family Fabaceae. Their characteristic fruit is a seed pod. Why did you only read the first definition? I read all of these definitions. Any plant that grows in the legume family, the pod or seed vessel of such a plant, any table vegetable of the legume family. Those are all three definitions in the American legume. This is awful. Is it any different in Britain? The long, dry, dehiscent fruit produced by leguminous plants. See, you're using the word in the definition again. Oh, what's a legume? It's the fruit produced by leguminous plants. Oh, the legume. It's a legume. Hi. But the scientific definition, it's a whole... They gave me like 5 sentences. It's a pod. Well, it makes it different than other pods. And why is the dictionary not just say it's a pod? Just be straightforward about it. You're the dictionary. Just give me the definition. Why do I have to look past the dictionary to know what the definition of a word is? Unbelievable. Like, what makes a legume meaningly... Like, what makes the peanut a legume and not a nut? It's because it's a pod? What is it? Are the other nuts not pods? Like, they have shells and you, like, peel them off? Does that make an orange a pod? Because you peel it? Huh? How does it make any sense? Is a banana a legume because you have to peel it too? That doesn't make any sense at all. Are the sardines in my cans legumes because I have to peel the metal lid off? Pods have multiple seeds and nuts only have 1 or 2. Wow. So many nuts. By the way, I still like hazelnuts more. Instead of the term cotton candy, British English speakers are more likely to use the word candy floss. I can't believe I got that right, but what is candy cotton? Okay. English doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I really need to not speak it no more. And for that reason, peanut allergies typically do not apply to tree nuts. Dang. Hazelnuts, my name is Hazel, my nuts. You're going to love my nuts. Okay, well, today we're looking at Saturn, because I like Saturn, and also it's sleepy music time. which is why we're looking at specifically Saturn. If you guys haven't heard Saturn before, you're missing out. But look how many instruments this is written for, by the way. 3 flutes, bass flute, so that's 4 flutes, 2 oboes, English horn, and bass oboe, which is 4 oboes, 3 clarinets, bass clarinet, that's 4 clarinets, 3 bassoons, and contrabassoon, double bassoon, so that's 4 bassoons, which makes, 8 double reeds in total? And we got 6 horns, 4 trumpets, 2 trombones, and a bass trombone and tuba, so that's 3 trombones plus a tuba, 6 timpani, bells, which I think might be chimes, 2 harps, organ pedal, but just the pedal, and then strings. That's so many instruments, and we're gonna look at how he does it. I mean, clearly, you guys know the name Gustav Holst and not love Shirgi, so we gotta figure out why. What strings VST do you use? None of them. I don't use VSTs, but I use the Berlin Orchestra strings. I think they sound okay. Could be better in some spots though. Forte. The only memorable thing Holst wrote. Dang. That's like saying Beethoven, he only wrote that no, what's that one again? Yeah, that one. That's the only memorable thing he wrote. Oh yeah, he also wrote those are the only memorable things he wrote. I don't remember anything else about him. Mozart, didn't he write that one thing that went that's the only thing I remember about Mozart. Whatever, man. Those guys are old and dead anyway. Why would I listen to music by them? Anyone who does is probably just a pretentious loser. Anyway. Japanese is taking a good deal of words from English. Why? Why do they take from us? Take from any other language that sounds better. I've heard some people speaking, I think it's called Punjabi today, and it is a very pretty language. I like it a lot. Favorite classical artist? Vivaldi. I answer that every time. My favorite composer is Vivaldi. Symphony 40, Ina Klein, Sonata 16, he has a lot. Yeah, he does, but I'm pretty sure most people don't know that Mozart wrote it. They just hear it on the radio and they're like, oh, it's that one piece that goes like that. It's that one song that goes so, people will know if it's a song by the Beatles. People will know if it's a song by AC/DC, but ain't nobody gonna know that it's something by Beethoven. We only know that because we're nerds. Most of them don't regularly consume classical music anyways. I mean, yeah, but well, I don't know. I guess I don't really have anything to add on to that. Most people only know the first few seconds. Yeah. With a soft spot for Beethoven String Quartet 14. Man, I don't know which one that is because Beethoven sucks at naming. What do you mean String Quartet 14? Which one is that? How does it... Am I supposed to remember how that goes? Ed Sheeran has a lot of hits and some people don't know. Some of them are written by him. Wait, what? Ed Sheeran has a lot of hits and some people don't know some of them were written by him. If people don't know that Ed Sheeran wrote his own songs, did you word that correctly? What was that guy's name? The producer that ghost wrote a bajillion Grammy hits. His name was Max something. Max, I can only think of Max Mofo, but that's not it. Max Martin. Not Max Mofo. There he is. Hello. He writes a lot of songs. My favorite producer, only because he wrote basically every song in existence. Wow, as late as 2024. Britney Spears to NSYNC to Ariana Grande. Beautiful. Give me your top 3 favorite composers, no order. Vivaldi, Brahms, Stravinsky. Off the top of my head, those are my favorites. Max Patterson. A lot of pop, and a lot of artists don't write songs; they perform. That's true, and I don't really think that's a bad thing. Like, Frank Sinatra barely wrote any of the songs that he sang, but nevertheless, he was popular for doing it. So, like, okay, you know what? I don't think there are a whole lot of opera singers that are singing their own operas that they wrote. Figures, right? If he wrote every song in existence, was he there for Bach Toccata and Fugue in D minor? No, but that was his father. Okay. Funky Boy just covered standards, and you know what? He did it better than anyone else. The Ride of Spring, I loved it. The ride is okay. It just goes and has some cool moments, but I really like Pratushka, that other ballet. All right. Anyway, right. We're supposed to be listening to music and looking at it. Let us do that. Who's ready to get copy struck? Okay. So this is Saturn. I think what I'm gonna do is I see. I had like a couple ideas to like make the score study a bit more interesting, and instead of just me like writing like comments on the paper. Either like I might try to transcribe what Holst is doing, maybe try to reorchestrate it, maybe try to. I think it'd be most interesting to take take the orchestration extremely literally, like literally copy what he did, but like for just a different melody. You know, that kind of stuff. Just to spice it up a little bit instead of me just writing onto it. So let's do that. I mean, make sure it's loud though, because the Saturn is kind of quiet in the beginning. Now, what notes are we playing here? This is a B diminished chord. Let me write it in here. Actually, I do not. I'm just gonna get rid of these duplicates here. Yoink, yoink. Okay. Weirdly, it starts off with a chord arrest, but it starts here with like this. Let me make sure to mark it as adagio. I did not know the bass flute was in G. It was actually bad terminology, because Holst, when he wrote bass flute, he actually meant the alto flutes, which I figured out by reading it on Wikipedia. This is supposed to mean alto flute, but he just called it bass flutes, because he's dumb and he doesn't know the difference. I've seen an alto flute before. Good. So this is an A diminished chord, goes B to A. And then this nice droning note that comes in. Also, look at those beautiful harmonics. The bass here plays F. Which I don't quite understand, but it's... Hello. And the piece is marked without any accidentals in the key signature. So I mean, Saturn isn't like non-tonal. I feel like it does have a tonal center, or at least it doesn't feel very atonal. Maybe because it's so slow and vague that it's kind of easy to get lost, but it doesn't feel random. Or not random. It doesn't feel like it's meandering off key or anything. It just kind of, I'll just keep playing it. This piece is very long. This is 9 minutes, so. Nice dovetailing here. Host this in Venus 2 if you remember. Oh, I forgot to mention this recording is by who's the orchestra? Royal Liverpool Philharmonic, directed by Cyril Charles Macaris. Also, look at that cello and tenor clef. I'll never forgive you, Holst. I can't believe you would do this to us. Also, look, bassobo. So Holst here chooses to use the bass oboe instead of any of the 4 bassoons that he has. Also, this is awfully quiet. I wonder if I can turn it up a little bit. Hold on, give me a second. Let me turn up the volume of this. Okay. Let us continue. I really like this part. The most surprising part about this is the brass actually playing quietly. So I want to break down these chords that he's writing here because there's not actually like a key signature happening, and I would quite like to know what the heck is happening. So I can see that there are... Oh no. Why is it in tenor clef? I am going to die of sadness. Well, there's F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp, which would make this A mayor, or I think F sharp major, or sorry, minor. Let's see. Where are you? Key signature. Key signature. Yeah, yippee. So despite it starting with this B flat, not B flat, B diminished to A diminished, then it had that nice low grumbly F in the bottom, F natural. And now it's just kind of shifted. And I think he's able to get away with this mostly because it's happening so slowly. Let's go back to this part here. Not here. The chords are still repeating, right? So move from this, B diminished to A diminished, to what is this? D, E, and G sharp. Oh, what are the horns playing? Okay, the horns don't seem to have a different key signature, so I guess are they horns in C? They're horns in F. They don't have a different key signature though. Do the clarinets have? No, the clarinets also don't have a different key signature. Okay, I guess they must all be in written pitch or sounding pitch, whichever one made sense there. Okay, anyway. Yeah, F sharp, A, C sharp, D sharp. Let me write those notes in. Get over here, horns. That's definitely not the chord they're playing. They're definitely playing that. Okay, yeah, so they are actually sounding a fifth higher despite not having a different key signature, unless I'm just missing something. Okay, that's interesting. I believe you're transposing. Comment not to include key signatures for any instrument if the piece is notated with no key. Okay, that's what I was curious about, but yeah, they are in fact playing a fifth higher, or playing a fifth lower, with consort. Unbelievable. Yeah, I see now. So that is, oh, C sharp, F sharp, D. Man, this transposing thing really messes with my head because I never do anything like that. Okay, well, the piece has no like key center, but of course the piece is quite tonal. It just doesn't have a key center. It kind of moves around. In which case this is a G chord like this. Which I guess if I were to assume if it was an F sharp major, sorry, minor, this would be a G sharp diminished chord. With this wonderful F sharp on top, which would make it half diminished? That's diminished. I think this is half diminished. I've forgotten, but oh well. Okay. What happens now? I don't think trombones, do trombones transpose? Oh, yeah, I don't, okay, they don't. That's what I thought. What are you doing? Oh, the trombones are playing in tenor clef, which I can barely read. This is F, right? That's F sharp, B, F, C sharp. Oh no. The tromboniums. You're right. The tromboniums and the bass turb. Solos too. Okay, you know what? I should just transcribe what they're doing and then it'd make me not die inside of sadness. Let's see. Where are you, tenor clef? I'm so mad that I have to use tenor clef. But oh well. Isn't 4/4, I believe. Yeah, that's 4/4. As opposed to the 76 trombones, this is only 10 trombones. The 10 trombone. Technically, this is bass trombone, but whatever. I'll just write it in all the trombones. Oh, actually, I'll just write it in tuba, whatever. I mean, it'll sound different, but I gotta remember that I already. Oopsies. And then they have this nice steady thing here. You see, this is something that I've noticed as I like study more and more modern scores. is that they really like to have just like a droning bass notes. It's like a way to cheat being tonal, you know? And this is an idea that I first discovered when someone was doing like a jazz analysis, but obviously this has been happening a lot more, that in order to like use weirder harmony but still kind of have this idea of tonal stuff, they just like have a bass note that plays over and over, and then they just kind of mess around in the other parts to make it seem like it's kind of tonal, even though it's a bunch of weirdness happening up above. And it's very effective. Also, I just noticed that the tenor. What is this key signature? I mean, I get it. Like, you don't want the key to be all the way up here, but also like this just hurts me to look at. Okay, let's keep writing this nice part here. See, look at that. And a tuba plays 2 notes for 4 measures. Blah, blah, blah. What's this? B. That's not B. Why did I think B? It's not bass clef. It's tenor clef, therefore that's F sharp. Yeah, I got it right. It's okay. I got neither of those notes right. How many actually get the bass trombone in here? Yeah, the inclusion of the bass trombone makes a difference. It sounds so much better. This is very simple progression here. Why do double sharps and double flats have to be a thing? I'm not gonna lie. I am very guilty of using double sharps and double flats. I just like them, and I like the way they look. And they're very useful. I mean, I can understand if someone like, if the editor goes back and changes it because it might be confusing, but like, as the composer, it makes a lot more sense in my mind when there are double sharps and flats on the page. Okay, what's happening here? You can tell guilty because pointy ears. Dang it. How'd you know my secrets? Wrong notes. Okay, that's interesting. I think you can kind of feel here that since there's like this droning bass at the first parts, but then in the latter parts there's like this moving bass, even though the rhythm isn't really like increasing, like, I mean, I guess it's increasing a little bit from these half notes, but there's already like this quarter note pattern happening here, and there's this dotted quarter to eighth here, so the rhythm isn't like speeding up a whole lot, but I think since the bass is moving more, it's going to feel like it's speeding up, you know? Okay. Let's write for these trumpet fellas here. Just get rid of all the extraneous parts. I'm not actually writing for this. I'm just... Because what I want to do is I want to take this and then like expand on it, you know? Also... Oh wait, hold on. I'm writing this in the wrong measures. heck is happening here? E flat, G flat, A flats. Okay. Okay. The brass choir is very pretty here. It's like foreboding, you know? If it was like in the woodwinds or something here, it's just us in a little experiment. Let's put you guys like over here in our clarinet friends. You can be in bassoons, and I just want to hear what this sounds like instead. Because the bassoon will sound kind of similar to the brassies in these like piano volumes. These upper notes are of course a bit thinner in bassoon. No clarinets. Move you guys back. Of course, though, Holst decided to write for 10,000 different instruments in his suite. I mean, you know, if it was me, I would probably have put it in like these dudes all in clarinets and these guys in bassoons, because I'm likely to have, you know, 2 clarinets, 2 oboes, 2 flutes, yada yada, instead of, I don't know, 4,000 trombones. I think he has like 3 trumpets. I would never write for 3 trumpets. I don't have enough parts for 3 trumpets. Anyway, I did kind of assume that this was in F sharp major minor. Why do I keep saying major? F sharp minor because of the accidentals that we saw, but it was very clearly B minor. Unless it's some kind of mode. It might be some kind of mode. Where's the key signature? Here, B minor, right? Yeah. But it has this raised G sharp. G sharp is the or G is, why am I blanking on this? G is the 6th notes. I don't think in any of these modes there's like a raised 6th. There's a lot of common tones here. These guys mostly stay the same while someone else dances on top. I bet I could do something similar to that. Let's write something kind of fun here. If I have G... Okay, my trombone friends need to get out of tenor clef because it's going to screw with my entire mind and turn it into a wonderful soup. And it's probably delicious, but I don't want to serve it to any of y'all. A flat clarinet, I would rather eat my own soup. So... it starts with, what chord is this? This is a B minor chord. Right, so it's just on an inversion. everyone plays in the same rhythm. It's not that some play in different rhythms. They all play the same rhythm. So this is B. The key of F sharp, B is the 4th degree of the scale. It never resolves back to F sharp, which is why I'm thinking it's some kind of different scale that I never heard of. With this raised G. For some reason I can't think of what it could be. I'll just write it in F sharp. Write an inverted F sharp chord, actually. I need to make sure that I'm having this F playing throughout, and also the C, whereas all these other notes play on top of that. A short contrabass clarinet tune. I don't have a contrabass clarinet sound, but I do have tuba. What? I don't even want to know what that was. Okay, let's just keep writing our funny tunes. And let's move to the beautiful 4th here. Oh wait, the 4th is not C. It would be B. The bass trombone doesn't make a whole lot of sense for you to be over here. Nah, bro, I had enough. I'm just gonna make some squeaky noises. Anything weird happen when I move it up? What? It's like a radar. Sir, I'm picking up a signal. There seem to be enemy submarines out on the line. Okay. Oh, I forgot you were here. Go away. I was like... Listen to those beautiful fourths. I want to try this again, but with some more fourths. Let's add more fourths. Okay. Ever thought about learning another notation software? Been Sibelius for a while now and I love it so much. You're the first person I've ever come across that says that they like Sibelius. So, congratulations. Maybe it's because when the other folks used Sibelius, it was like 2,000 years ago when it was basically cobbled together using sticks and rocks. But it's probably much better now. I just haven't used it. Let's use some fourths here. I don't like that. I think it would be much more interesting if I had more fourths on top of this. Let's get rid of that. I'm trying to extend a part of Saturn. I mean, that was like the idea. Because again, like I said at the beginning, I want to try and do this score thing a little bit more fun. So I'm gonna take some bits that I like and just kind of fiddle around with them for a little bit. See if I come up with anything cool. And I'll just save it to this project file here. So we see this is the reference that we had that I literally just copied. Love Shirgi extended version. Bro, Saturn's already 9 minutes long. It does not need any extensions. Maybe I'll write it for the moon. Actually, no, people have probably already... Has anyone written the planets but for the sun? Even though the sun isn't the planet. I guess the moon isn't a planet either. Anyone written the sun for big orchestra? That'd be so awesome. I want to see the sun. Let's try this one more time. I want to try something a little different. Let's just try nice extensions. based off of different notes. I'm gonna get rid of... Let's see. Get rid of that. I don't like that very much. That little cluster in the lower notes, at least in trombones, doesn't sound very good. In bassoons, it might be a bit better, or even like clarinets. But in trombones, I don't think those clustered notes sound very good in that like bass clef range, right? So instead, you shall change back to the high notes. If I have like a whole chord playing here, let's just have like fifths playing here. Try interesting uses of trombone. I know, right? It's I'm really boning it here. No, I don't like this. I want... Can I rearrange this chord somehow? No. I like that more. Okay, so those are my very crappy attempts at continuing with whole throat. I also never did anything for these weird trumpet parts. I don't think the trumpet part sounds very good in my muse sounds, but yeah. So this is what whole throats. I mean, you know it, you love it. Meow meow meow. I just basically took that idea of the trombone choir. Basically, the main idea is that two of the notes would stay the same the whole time, but they would just kind of play the rhythm right. So here I had this C and F, and here I had this F and B. A similar thing happening here. Some of the notes are like crossing over. Basically, like in this one, it's just the C and F repeating, and then there's like a bunch of fourths playing. This one's kind of a combination of the two. Right here, there's this C and F playing, and then there are these fifths playing above that. It would sound interesting with horns. Yeah. Here, it's also the same idea. They play this major third. It's not a major third, it's a minor third, sorry. They play this minor third, and then these fourths kind of dot around too. But yeah, let's show you guys in the horn choir. Why not? Oh wait, hold on. Shut up. Thank you. move up one note diatonically. Move up another one. Yeah, because now you're in A major. This would be what? G sharp Locrian. Because it's G sharp here. That would be Locrian, yeah. Locrian, Aeolian, Mixolydian. Mixolydian sounds kind of boring. I'm so bored. Well, then you better go catch it. I don't like this. Try you in bassoon. I'm very partial towards the sound of the bassoon, though, I'm not gonna lie. But I do think it sounds gorgeous. Clarinet, go! Dang it, clarinet cannot play that low. Modes don't exist because every mode is every other mode and every chord is every other chord. Well, yeah, but music notation doesn't exist either, and here we are using it to convey our sounds. It's still useful, even if it might not exist. Does beauty exist? Can I measure it with a ruler? No. Does it exist in my soul? I hope so. And same with modes. Okay. There's me dotting around with this. How am I going to organize this? First of all, you guys go back into bass clef because tenor clef is just a blight on my page right now. Get out of here. I know there are a lot of ledger lines here. It's so much easier for me to read the ledger lines than the tenor clef. 12 tones aren't in tune, evenly spaced. You know, nothing has made me more aware of that fact than playing the guitar. No, they are not evenly spaced, and it's so sad. Here, I'll have like a end bar line here for all my examples, and I think I can do here have like a double bar line just to compact the score into my little ideas. Here you go. Perfect. So this is the original parts. Maybe I'll mark it in a different color. Being in tune is only a relative thing. Wait until we can actually notate Zen harmonic music with a convention. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's gonna happen. At least not as long as I'm writing music. Like, to have a standard convention for it, I don't think it's gonna be in my time. And if it is, that's great, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. Because I still feel like most people that get into writing music are going to write music using either, you know, tablature, etc. chords, or sheet music the way we know right now. Most people are going to write it like this because it sounds, you know, pleasant. And I don't think you're going to find that many people that are going to enjoy, let alone want to write that kind of music. As cool as I do think it is, having a convention for it is out of my scope. Quarter tone music kinda standard nowadays. Tablature is probably the easiest way to do it if you have movable frets. Well, yeah, but I don't. The guitars have movable frets, either don't come with frets in the first place, and therefore you're probably a classical guitarist, and therefore you probably already know how to read sheet music and not tablature. Actually, that's probably the only reason why you'd probably have movable frets these days. Okay, hold on. I'm losing my posture here. My legs are moving up into my chair, and they better be down on the ground. Alright, I was gonna mark this as the original score using a different color. How do I change colors again? Appearance color here. Blue. Slightly purple blue. That's very purple actually, but whatever. Not a huge gamer. Did anyone hear the Silk song at the new Hollow Knight game? Isn't it? It's deliberately Michael tonal and is backed by clinking that's nearly 7 against 8. I did hear about it because my friends won't shut up about it, but I haven't really listened to the soundtrack because I was too busy laughing my ass off at my friend Michael getting beat up by every boss he comes across. So, no, I haven't noticed. Lutes had movable frets too. Yeah, they do. But again, if you know how to play the lute, chances are you're probably not reading tablature. You're probably reading and as far as I know, they don't really at least from what I know, lute players are still in either well temperament or equal temperament. They just kind of move the frets around. You know, so some notes sound better than, I guess it's more not equal temperaments, well temperament, right? Or something similar to that. But then again, I'm just gonna say right now, just because your piece is in 7/8 and has microtonal does not make it cool. Alright? You gotta justify it. And I feel like a lot of people don't justify it. It's like if you showed me a piece of artwork and it's you told me that the paints that you used cost $1,000 and the oil was dug up from the moon. That doesn't make your painting cool. I feel like a lot of people ain't using microtones quite as nicely as they could be. Probably because there's no theory behind it. It's mostly just, you know, click some notes into the page and hope it sounds maybe good. And then you listen to it so many times that you convince yourself that it is actually good. I know that feeling, but with microtones. Let's insert 5 bajillion measures here. Yoink. Okay. Anyway, what was I doing? Reading the score. I think we're here by the trumpets. Yeah, that's definitely a trumpet playing. Or 3. Horn and clarinets. Not 2 horns and not 2 clarinets, which Holst very clearly could have used, but horn and clarinets. Okay, let's see here. Everyone just kind of moves in this descending, cascading pattern. Okay. Theory comes after the music, though. Theory is a tool that we create, right? And that tool is supposed to create an ends. Now, the thing is, I'm not sure what the ends of writing microtonal music is. What's the goal? What are you trying to express specifically by writing microtones? I know I can explain to you right now that the theory, the fundamental theory of writing, the idea behind writing something like functional harmony, is that it sounds satisfying. It's satisfying, and I can tell you it's satisfying. Why it's satisfying? It's because there's a cycle of tension and release. I'm not sure precisely. It's because I don't listen to a lot of it, not necessarily because I dislike it. I'm not necessarily sure what is achieved by writing microtones specifically. What are they trying to get? Are they just trying it because it's different? Okay, but what does that mean? Do microtones preclude function? I've actually thought about it. I tried it myself at some points, where I tried to include functions in microtones just as an experiment here. If it would load. Yeah, so this is where I tried using microtones in a very functional harmony way to... I mean, it just sounds out of tune to me, but also this was just an experiment. So I tried using microtones in chord progressions containing functional harmony. And I don't really think I got anywhere. This was just me trying stuff around. But it does kind of sound a little bit out of tune though, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I guess the out of tuneness becomes justified when you resolve it to a chord that sounds in tune. So you know. Because I'm very concerned personally with writing music that sounds satisfying to listen to. And to me it's difficult to write microtonal music, at least as far as I have heard, that is indeed satisfying. But you know, I haven't messed around with it a whole lot. Personally, I don't really find a reason to mess around with it. I do respect those who are messing around with it and trying stuff. But me, it doesn't really interest me. Get out of here, microtones. Functional harmony is grammar, but microtonal music is mostly just words said poetically. Yeah, with a slowed and reverbed. It gives it some more flavor. If we just detune some of these notes, then all of a sudden it gains a whole new meaning. I mean, it does. I framed that as a joke, but I understand that it does. Okay, anyway. Oh, this is big crescendo. I'm just gonna take a very quick glance at what Holst does here. Clarinet's playing some chords, everyone playing the melody all at once. Horns together, violins, violas, trumpets play a measly 3 chords. I love this pizzicato timpani. Okay. I think fascinatingly, even it's only really like come to my attention because I'm reading the score, but this piece relies heavily on the idea that the brass can actually play nice and quietly, right? From Boston Symphony Orchestra. No, sorry, this is a Royal Liverpool Philharmonic, not to correct you, but here. This is the recording that I'm using by Mr. Sir Charles Mackerras. He follows Holst's original tempo pretty closely. If you don't know, Holst has some analog recordings of his own conducting of the planets, and Mackerras follows that pretty well. Not that I always necessarily agree with the tempo of even the composer, but of course, that's what interpretation is. Not my tempo, sad. I typically play drone music with non-musical instruments, so I just tune things to sound nice with each other without worrying about the system and stuff. Unbelievable. If you want to play drone music, do I have the instrument for you? It's called the hurdy-gurdy. You guys have heard of it, right? Have you guys actually heard hurdy-gurdy music? Like, used in earnest and not for a meme. Uh, I've heard it be used in Celtic music. It's very delicious. You can hear like the click clacks of the instruments. It's like you're playing on a toy instrument. Is what it sounds like, kind of. You can hear the little click clacks in the studio recording. It plays folk metal. I mean, I guess, but like, I mean, like using the hurdy-gurdy in the way that it was originally intended as an instrument, and not a whole lot of. Maybe I'm not sure, but maybe the hurdy-gurdy kind of fills a niche, like how the accordion kind of like replaces the pipe organ. It's like a little tiny portable miniature version of a pipe organ. Maybe the hurdy-gurdy is kind of like that, but for a different instrument, like a violin or something, because you can just kind of turn a wheel and play the notes. Uh, I mean, an accordion and an organ are more similar than a hurdy-gurdy and a violin, really, but I mean, actually, I don't think so. I'm not the biggest fan of the timbre of it. I would play some like recordings of you guys for you guys of like some songs, but they're like super copyrighted, so I don't think so. But the hurdy-gurdy though is like it's definitely more of an instrument you see in a jig and not necessarily an instrument that you see in an orchestra, because it's very kind of hollow sounding. Doesn't really have I mean, it has those kind of annoying click clacky noises, which I in like an orchestral setting might be kind of annoying, might get in the way. So but like in like folksy music, it makes a lot more sense, and it's probably easier to play than a violin. I don't know that for sure, but I would probably wager a pretty good guess that it is. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, look at that. Double harps playing this. Even though they're both playing pianissimo. What the heck's happening over here? Are they like playing in octaves? They are playing in octaves. Timpani. Who the heck is playing right now? Flutes. Wait, I missed where they are. Whoa, where are they? No, go back. Here we go. Oh my gosh! Okay. Just more chord stuff happening now. And it's not like what we had before in the trombones where they were like drone notes. Here, there's like very clear harmony happening here. Although it does kind of just look like diminished chords, like being cookie cuttered around. So we have an A diminished chord here. This is actually, no, this is a B minor chord. So it is resolving diminished to minor. Wait, no, this is an A minor chord. No, what am I saying? No, this is C. No, this is a completely C minor chord. Oh my gosh, I think I need another chalky shake. Anyway, does the bass flute transpose? Is that actually an F that's playing? Something in me is doubtful. Does the bass flute transpose? Oh wait, no, that's right. He's playing alto flutes, not bass flutes. Alto flute is pitched below the standard C flute, but how much? It looks like it is transposing because written and sounding are different. Remember that when Holst specifies bass flute, he's actually lying to you because he means the alto flute. So it is different. I imagine it's just playing the root note though. Anyway, yeah. So we're just kind of shifting around minor chords here. C minor, B minor, which is a step down, C minor, What is that? D major. C. Alto flute is down a fourth. Wow. What's next here? E flat major. So what is this? This is just C, C minor, B, and then D major, C, D. What is this? E flat major. Okay. Let's take a crack at it ourselves, shall we? How low does this flute go? Pretty sure that's not how a flute works, but whatever. Why am I complaining? So it is just kind of these chords moving around funny. Let's signature. Let's naturalize all these. There you go. Let's have some wonderful minor chords. I'll start here with A minor. And I just kind of want to try moving chords around like Holst did. Complaining always reminds me of Debussy, probably because he was very planar. Big fan of planes. I don't like you in fifths. I think I would prefer you guys inverted. Something like this. I think this would be nicer. Try you guys in a different thing. I know Holst originally did it here in flutes. I guess I should transcribe the original just for posterity. Why do you go away, extra mu score? Let's try you in beautiful horns first. No, you don't sound good at all. Let's try you in strings for funsies. Holst is so extra. He is, I think this is 4 flutes. This is page 117. Okay, save your spot. Yep, 3 flutes and bass flute in G, which is also flute. So that's 4 flutes. And 4 oboes and 4 bassoons and 4 clarinets and 6 horns and yada yada yada. Holst is so extra. Anyway. And you guys over here, I'm just gonna copy like a few measures of this part here. Oh, you sound... is this B? What? Or no, B flat? What does it sound a 4th? I think it sounds a 4th, so it's C, not... Okay. Alright, man, this written pitch thing is gonna mess with my brain because I don't know it. Okay, I think it's just gonna shift around like this. Okay, at least it's easy on me. Right to F natural with the C. There's an E flat. You move down to yeah, you do like a step motion. You guys just do this. I'll just tie these notes. I'm heading out. I'll see you later. Make sure to practice your scales, idiots. Alright. This chord next. F sharp. That's not F sharp. You need to be naturalized. D, just triads. Move down a 3rd. Beautiful. Piano. Throughout the entire Planet Suite, there's this very like ethereal sound, and it definitely comes from these like chromatic movements in the chords, right? And so I'm going to practice book binding. I think that's more useful to me. Dang, I thought you said you were going to go practice binding. It's a little different. Mine isn't, the thing that I wrote isn't as chromatic here. So it's a little less ethereal sounding. Let's write something a bit more chromatic in these following measures. Try this. Time to go right in 15 EDT. That sounds like a time zone. I'll see you later. That's right. Sharp. diminished. Try this. Oh my gosh, just move to the notes. Move to... Why wouldn't you move to... Thank you. Oh my goodness. You're so uncooperative. Okay. Good. Okay, I like that. That's a lot of sharps though. Oh my gosh. Okay. So if I were to describe you in E minor, you move from E minor to this beautiful flat. There's a beautiful 2 chord here. 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 4. And then, I mean, in theory, and I do mean in theory, you could resolve to, oh, let's try C minor. Yes, nice resolution. Okay, so you could resolve to C minor. You could also resolve to G major. That's nice. Not the 7th. Maybe like this, with the 9th. That's kind of fun. And of course it can move back to E minor. Nice. The N harmonics are killing me slowly. Oh yeah, but it's just triads. Look at those beautiful triads. You like this B sharp? It's B sharp. You know why? Because it's G sharp major. Therefore, the notes in G sharp major are G sharp, B sharp, and D sharp, including B sharp, which is enharmonic to C, but G isn't spelled G, C, D, now is it? The A flat in the same chord as A sharp. Yeah, this one is kind of stupid, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm just gonna keep it because you pointed it out. Okay. So what did I do here differently? I just did more planing stuff, but a little bit more chromatically. Let's see how they're it moves C, F, and then G sharp, A, G sharp, and then B, A sharp. So more chromatic stuff happening here. I can tell you right now that it works because this is a 1, 2, 3-ish. 3. You could think of this as a flat 4, I guess. Which also works. And then this would resolve to 3, right? So it moves 1, 2, 3, or sorry, 1, 2, 4, 3 tonic, back to 4. This B here is a 5, and then it can move down to this wonderful A sharp, which you can think of as a flat 5, which would be a Locrian chord, which is delicious. And then it'll resolve, or if you could, I mean, it's ambiguous, right? Because this is a tritone, right? Either one works, and you can resolve it to another tonic chord. That's why I chose you could resolve it to E, G, or C, because those are the tonic notes, and any of their alterations. So that's the reason you could resolve to those chords in this chord progression. That's really strange. Thanks, theory. And welcome to music theory. Let's fill in the original with some nice colors. Purple, yellow, purple, sad. Alto flute is 34 inches against the regular flute's 26.5 and weighs about 3 pounds against the regular flute's 1.5 to 2 pounds. That's so many numbers. Alto flute is some... The first time I saw an alto flute, I couldn't believe my eyes, because I hadn't seen it before, like when I was first learning about the orchestra. Yeah, the alto flute has it's like a little umbrella. It's got the little hook at the end, so that it's ever so slightly longer than the normal flutes. I mean, not ever so slightly. I mean, it looks ever so slightly because the side, like the overall length is kind of the same, but like the actual length is different. The sounding length, whatever. Okay, I wrote 3 examples for this one, so I guess I'll just write one more for here. Let me listen to the original again. I didn't include many passing tones in my last example. I can include them here. No, I don't like them, actually. I like it better like this. Okay. Bar line here. Bar line here. Bar line here. Let's write one more example of some weirdness happening. But, hey, wait a second. I didn't mean to do that. Oh my goodness. You unbelievable bag of marbles. Okay. No, it doesn't quite sound right without the cool chromaticisms that Saturn had. G, B, D, or F. D would be... Yeah, that's correct. Okay. I wrote it starting at B because I thought I'd try having a little bit more of that Lokruin flavor that I have been seeking out. I haven't found it yet, but whatever. I just wrote some nonsense down. 1-3s. Oh, wonderful stuff. Let's keep going. What else have you got for me, Holst to steal? How's the timpani been doing? Are they playing... What are they playing? I started out C and G. They had this B flat, E flat, and also an A, which is just fascinating. Let's see. And then here they move what? Is that still a B natural? Interesting. C, B, E flat, A, C, G, E flat, A. A lot of weirdness happening. Those are the quietest forte trumpets I've ever heard in my life. Okay, well beyond that, how did he do it over here? It's because Holst uses so many instruments, it's kind of easy for him to get that big open sound, whereas if you have less instruments, it's a little more difficult. Because he really just likes stacking all these guys up together to get that big sound he wants. Makes me think of the slow rotating rings of Saturn. That's a really good way of putting it. So you see here, Holst is literally using like almost every instrument he has in the woodwinds. So 3 bassoons, 3 clarinets, bass oboe, English horn, 2 oboes, bass flute or alto flute, and then flute up here. So he's using all of them at this part here. And then hear trumpets. This part is fascinating. And afterwards, it's like a recapitulation of the beginning, right? Much faster though. And so we have this lone trumpet here playing a melody, which is something that I noticed Holst using kind of a lot. Listen to those bells. Bing, bong, ding, bong. They're chimes, but whatever. They're bing bongs. The harps play a pretty big role in Saturn, even though for at least the beginning they're just playing these chords, but they do play a pretty big role later, which I really like. Oh. I've shamelessly stolen this harp part for piano. It's so pretty. I don't really know how to describe it because it's not really, there's not like a technique to like how this like structure works. It's just like these jumping intervals, moving in octaves. I feel like this kind of thing would go really well with with instead of like smooth strings like Holst has, if we had like shimmery strings instead. Get over here, harp. Why are you all the way up there? Okay, whatever. I'm not really gonna copy exactly what Holst did. I'm just gonna come up with something. Give the tuba some love. Dang. In this piece, Holst didn't use he used the bass trombone and tuba, so they're playing the same thing. Let's do something funny in the harps. So he goes lower than higher. I guess I'll transcribe the original, and then we'll also, what key signature is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, not key, time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Get over here, time signature. Does he have a key here? Oh, they have, oh wait, no, it says natural. For some reason I find it hard to believe those are the notes that are playing. Okay. Welcome back, extremely loud motorcycle outside of my window. Everyone likes you, especially me. B, F, and A and D. I imagine it just repeats. Oh, whoopsies. What the heck happened? Is that it? There's gotta be more than that. It sounds like there's more harmony happening. But that really does seem to be mostly it that's happening here in the harp. Let me kill that tempo a little more. Okay, I'll leave you into 3 measures, I guess, where I have bar line. Let me bracket you off. Let me try writing in something myself. Write it in good old C major for me. Okay. I'll try something on my own. How about we have something rising instead of descending like Holst did? Stop doing that. Just add a note onto the chord. Will Iguana be added? Not tonight. Iguana's taking a break. Hello, hello. There's definitely gotta be... It just doesn't sound as fun and shimmery when it's like this. Try instead, my friend. The opposite of basically what we did. Race 6 occur in minor mode, since minor mode is typically built on the ascending melodic minor scale. Wow. Looking to buy a guitar for school, but also to pick up an instrument will be a poor financial decision or not? Is a guitar a poor financial decision if you enjoy playing it? You tell me. But if you don't, will it be a poor financial decision? You'll never know. It's limbo. You're in limbo. You never know if you like it till you try it, but that means you'll have to commit money to it. It's the perfect plan. The perfect scam. I want some shimmery, bimmery strings on this. Try... Whoopsies. You guys are kind of weird because you're in 6. Shush. You... Oh... You just hold on to this note, will you? Where's my tremolo here? Wrong tremolo. Yeah, you play that, man. Whatever that was. And you play... Not exactly what I was hoping for, I'm not gonna lie. That's not a whole lot better, but I'll take it, I guess. Wrong tremolo once more. Try this. What does it sound like? Awful. Get rid of this. That's a little bit better, but also terrible. Anyway, I want to hear what it sounds like now. Man, it would sound better if it wasn't so goofy. You don't sound much better there. I can barely hear these guys anyway. They're so quiet. Just be louder. I'm gonna regret hearing this. My ears are not liking this. Why are the cellos so weirdly loud? Is it like too slow? Maybe it needs to be faster, tremolo. That's not any faster. Okay, I'm not sure what that was. This is what we're looking for, though. Could try just the normal tremolo, I guess, though. That's not as cool, though. It's like not as... It's not as... smooth when you have it like that. Here it's smoother. Well, it would be smoother if it was just a tiny bit more in tune. Just the ittiest little bits in tune, it might be better. But alas. Here we are. Okay. Well, I guess I'll have to try something like that another day. In the absence of bass flute, first Claire will play the first small notes. Where's the double bass? Did I just miss on that? What? Where's the... Here. This is where they're being introduced. Oh, I see. They were playing that part before, but they were playing it between two harps. And then here is where it gets fast. I thought this is where it was. Okay. I don't think they're different notes though. This part is so tasty. This is something Holst really likes doing throughout the whole planet. It's like having all of these arpeggios playing at once. He did it in Jupiter, he did it in Mars, and I don't know about Mars actually. I think Jupiter and Venus, I think, and I think he's doing it, and no, especially Neptune, and he's doing it here too in Saturn. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea where we are now because these pages are like 3 measures long and I don't know exactly how far we are. I guess I'll wait till we reach whatever this is. But yeah, there's a whole lot of chords happening while all the instruments are like dancing around some chords. Harps are kind of shimmering around. They're moving here, they're moving in contrary motion, then they're moving parallel motion. Contrary motion, parallel motion, contrary motion, parallel motion. Here the flutes are just... I don't know what they're doing. They're playing... It seems like the same thing, just on repeat, and also within the weird time signature that we happen to be in. I'm not sure if I can necessarily discern exactly what they're playing. I guess that wasn't really the intent, though. Something about that, like, that part there feels very solemn, you know? It feels very sad, like, the saddest part of the whole piece to me is this part here. And I think it's the very lonely sounding strings. And here Holst writes it for mostly the brighter sounding instruments. Right, so of course we have strings, but then like to accompany them we have bassoons, trumpets, and all the oboes playing. Like none of the flutes are playing this chord here. It's all these guys, all the reeds, right? The clarinets too, but mostly the double reeds with the bassoon, bass oboe, and etc. And then these trumpets, which kind of like, in my opinion, when they're so quiet like this, they kind of acts to like boost the power of the woodwinds just by like a tiny bit, by giving them a little bit of brightness. Ooh, beautiful organ pedal here. So yeah, it seems to be more of these, not just arpeggios, but arpeggiated chords that just repeats to give a very kind of almost ominous effect, while the clarinets play they play for a very long time. Just like chords kind of moving around. You know, let's just take one of the percussions I already wrote. I'll just speed it up. Get out of here, time signature. I'll paste you here with half duration. Just have some chords moving around here, which I will put some whatever happening behind them. Not exactly sure the logic behind how he wrote these. Seems to be a gap here, but whatever. Oh, this part isn't chromatic though, is the thing. Okay, I guess I'll write something else here. The other parts were more chromatic, but here towards the end where it gets, you know, it's more relaxing, it's much more tonal here. In fact, I'm going to change you to a major chord, so move to F major. Stop doing that. Are there like a lot of skips here? There are a lot of skips actually. Just kind of try something like this. And then I guess because I don't have another flute, I'll just use you. Extremely loud motorcycle noise. Anyone else helping you out here? Harps are... What are the harps doing? They're doing kind of funny stuff here. Harps and 2 bass clefs, by the way. You guys are in... You're not even playing in octaves. You're playing some wacky... Are you copying what you're doing up here? It doesn't seem like it entirely. I mean, kind of ish. If I were to have a harp playing vaguely what you're playing, harps are unison with the flutes. That's what that was my instinct, but it doesn't really feel like it. I mean, it is kind of all over the place. I will have you doink. And I guess you hear my other melody. Who else is playing here? Ah, Stringies. I imagine they're just playing the nice fundamentals. Harps are playing harmonics. The harpmonics, yeah. You guys aren't playing harmonics though, my violin-y friends. You guys are playing a very, very decisive sounding chord. Like that. Just for funsies, let's have you guys do a little bit of shaky shaky. I kind of like that. This one feels a bit more cinematic, right? This one feels a bit funnier. Oh, I don't have any percussion here. That's fine. This is just for funsies. Just for fun. What's happening towards the end of the score here? Do you guys... Oh, you guys do play some harmony, I see. I just didn't notice that. Ross is clocked out and thinking about Uranus. It is thinking about Uranus. Bow, 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 bow. Boo, 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 boo. That's my Uranus impression. It's very accurate, you'll find. That's a very Mahler-esque chord. Just listen to that. And you can tell because of how many string parts there are. You guys sound thinner in the recording, I think, though. Well, probably because, you know, actual string players and not virtual string players know how to sound good. I think there should be a soul pawn option for you. There is not. I lied. Okay. Just play quieter. I didn't change a whole lot, but whatever. Try oboe. I'm curious. It sounds more like a pipe organ. It sounds a little bit more celebratory this way, because it sounds like a pipe organ. Not really very fitting, I think. Same with clarinet. Clarinet is very pipe organ. The flute, although like it is kind of pipe organ, it's like a little distinctively different, I think. Players would naturally play soltasto. I see. Oh, did the host mark anything here? No. Dang. Now I want to try you guys in different sounds. Let me mark the key signature first, just to be safe seas. Let's try you in different modes. Down. This Phrygian. Right, Dorian. Let's try Lydian, which should be... Of course, as expected, Lydian has a very sunshine kind of sound. I think the viola notes are wrong. Dang. For this, I'll do just playing F major. This is not Holst's thing. This is what I wrote. Unless the viola is actually just playing the wrong notes. Try you in a minor key. It sounds very fun in the minor key. I really like it. Because like the thing about like natural minor specifically is that like you notice it actually has a lot of major chords in it. It only has like 1, 2, 3, 4 minor chords and then 3 major chords. And then the Ionian here has 3 major chords and then 4 minor chords. I mean, I'm counting diminished as a minor chord, which is very funny. And very strange. And plus, if you have the sharpened 7th, this will be a major 5, right? Very fun. Try something else here. Let's try Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Locrian, go. I don't think a diminished chord really works as a drone. Okay, Mixolydian would be over C. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of Mixolydian. I do think this is pretty fun to listen to though. Okay, I think that's all of them. We've tried Lydian. I shall put you back in a major key though. This is the finale. What else is going on here? Clarinet, space clarinet, also horns at the end. Let me replay this ending here. Oh yeah, an organ pedal, beautiful organ pedal. You love it. I love it. Man, I love the way those strings fade out. It's so pretty. And maybe next time we'll steal stuff from Neptune. Very, very cool. Okay. Unfortunately, as much as I'd like to keep going and writing, I am so tired right now. So I'm just gonna go to bed. I'll see you guys later. Make sure to go practice. Join the Discord, subscribe. Bye bye.